So, hi everyone. So, I hope you appreciated the ILNA presentation. We're gonna continue to speak in this amazing topic, robotics. Think this way: we're going to take something complex, sprinkle some real-time magic like yesterday, and voila, you got a plug-and-play robotic solution. So that's the point. In other words, I will show you how to transform advanced ENCY CAM solution into a real plug-and-play. No code, no headache, no post-pro. So just quickly about myself. I'm Cyril. I've done a bit of everything: mechatronic, mechanic, export in Africa, and now I'm making robots behave nicely without writing any code. I'm not an robotic expert at all, you guys. I don't know how to program this robot or something else, I just make it easy. At Fuzzy Logic, we like to say we are the Photoshop of robotics, easy to use and with fewer crashes. And I like to do remote control with my kids, but I can tell you that Fuzzy Logic succeed more than I. Mr. Cam, Andrew, told me a while ago that some of you guys, you are system integrator. So I guess you've got already experience that you send someone, one of your experts on plant, to program the robot and so on. And most of the time, it takes more time than you expected. So we try to avoid that. Fuzzy Logic. So we are a small company, but powerful company team based in Paris. So far, we are 25, sharp, fast, and allergic to complexity. As I said, we address mainly system integrator and OEMs. We are active in aerospace, defense, nuclear. So basically, where mistakes are really expensive and not negotiable. Okay. Just to give you an example, one of our biggest customers, that's Framatome. These guys, they are doing non-destructive testing for welding in nuclear power plants. So basically, they use our software to make sure they can do this testing, to follow the welding, to be at 2 meters from the welding with constant speed and so on. So that's why to have real-time control, that's pretty important for them, because you have to make sure that when they do ultrasonic tests, you have to make sure to know where the robot, okay? So for some of you guys in robotic industry, you know how it could be difficult. Here are the main concepts. Basically, we want to guarantee that what you see is what you get. That's the main point here. So, which is a fancy way of saying it's look good in the simulation, it's look good in real life. So, what you will simulate in ENCY robot, that's exactly what the robot will execute in real life. Okay? No surprise. No, well, that should be like this. I just crossed my finger and I hope this will be okay. We want to avoid that. So just first to go more into details about this box, I just want to say something about like robotic. We've been in this field for a while at Fuzzy Logic, and we really try to convince people, you guys, you should robotize. Labor shortage, rising costs. I think all of you know the story. I don't know for you, but for example, in France, one of our main customer, Naval Group, these guys, they are doing big boats and so on. They are trying to find 1,000 welders in the 10 coming years. So that's a huge challenge. I mean, that's almost impossible to reach. And even if they can succeed, they will take all the welders from their area. So basically, none of their supplier will have any welder anymore. So they don't have any choice. They need to robotize. That's the main point. So manufacturers need help, and robots can help, but only if they don't require a full stack engineer, a shaman, or a divine intervention to do it. We need someone with no expertise in robotic. The customer, your customer, they want speed, they want flexibility. Traditional robot setup, that's take eternity. We talk now about high mix, low volume, and we want to target SMEs. That's exactly what they need. That's where our combo comes in. You do usual work with ENCY, simulation, and so on, and the robot just follow instantly. So that's the main idea. And just let's face it, good robot programmers are like unicorn. They are rare, they are expensive, and probably not working somewhere else. So why not to skip the need altogether? Let the software be the expert. How many of your clients love the robot and still it's time to change something, you know? Short story, once again, one of our customer in the aeronautic industry, they had this kind of process, you know, not really sexy when you got an operator, put his in hand in a glove box to clean the part after milling, you know, to remove all the lubrication. And they wanted to robotize this. But, you know, they had 80 different kind of design. So basically that's mean 80 different pattern. So basically it was more expensive to just program the robot than the machine itself. And thanks to us, they make this guy like expert of the washing machine, like the expert of robotic washing machine. You know, the guy can program by himself. And, you know, he doesn't have any frustration. What he's doing in simulation with ENCY, for example, that's exactly what's happening in real. You know, he's not freaking out every time you click on play and see the robot moving. So that's the main point. So I guess some of your user, customer, and so on, they meet all these points, you know. You know what customer, most of the time our customer, they say, it's too hard, it's like forever, I gave up because I won't reach my return of investment. And we want them to say, that was easy, let's scale it. Where can I buy 10 more, you know, to replicate and so on. Sometimes mid client, we say, we bought a robot 8 months ago, it still hasn't moved. That's not innovation, that's an expensive culture in the workshop, you know. So we want to make it impossible for them to say no expert, no feedback, no time, and finally for you, no deal at all. Okay. So I guess, and depending where you're from, you can see a lot of things coming in robotic, machining, sanding, inspection. That's booming. Like we can find like every robot coming everywhere, and especially in SME where we got high mix and low volume. But people, they don't want to learn robotic. They just want to use it. And with this partnership with ENCY, you get to sell them a real answer, not a puzzle of missing piece. Like you take something from ENCY, you take something from someone else, and so on. No, you as ENCY partner, you are the perfect spot to deliver that simplicity, like the whole turnkey solution, the whole package. So to go into more details, here are our secret sauce, let's say. So as Ilnar mentioned, you got ENCY Robot for the toolpath creation, got ENCY Hyper for programming, simulation, and controlling robots, and Fuzzy real-time controller, so that this box that I will go into detail just afterward, just to control directly the robot. So basically what we are doing, we have developed our own reverse cinematic. So that means we don't do post-processing. We don't translate the code into Fanuc language. We attack directly the motion level of the robot. So we bypass of the native language. So that means a program done in ENCY, you can play in any kind of brand, okay? Because that's our algorithm, that's our mathematic. So, and thanks to that, we can make sure that all the waypoint here, we will reach all these waypoints, you know? We will not take any liberty about the fidelity of the trajectory. So that's why we can really guarantee that what you see is what you get. Just for briefly, for Fanuc, for example, we are only 5 companies authorized in Europe to do so, because we have been approved by Japan to attack this motion level. So that's pretty rare. Yeah, and once again, you design, you simulate, and then you hit play. And it's play, like Spotify, but for robots, okay? So your customer doesn't even need to know what post-processing. That's the point, okay? And here it's just an idea of the architecture we are using. So as I say, you got ENCY. They send us all the waypoints, and we generate the trajectory. So this controller, let's say that the bridge between the offline, and the online world. Okay, the robots are completely standard. All the safety remain in the cabinet. We just use a real-time port on the robot side. That's it. And anyway, I think Ilna is working with that, so he will be quite soon a real expert. Yeah, just to compare briefly about like post-processing and our approach. In post-processing, as Ilna said, most of the time you have to export the path, you generate the code for specific robots, you open the manufacturer post pro, you debug the syntax, blah, 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 you try a bit, you try, you go back on plant, and so on. So that's take time, that can take 2 days, 3 days, even sometimes even more. At Fuzzy, it's a bit different because you create the path in ENCY Robot, you just visualize it in ENCY Hyper, and you just click on play. And it's completely bilateral. So basically, the robot, if your robot move by itself, if you take the teach panel to the robot, you make it move, you can see the robot moving in the software. Okay? So no post-processing, no robot-specific code, no ritual sacrifice, just robotic made smooth. In other words, with post-pro, you spend time making the robot understand the job. But with Fuzzy RTC, the robot just does the job. So here just some video, just to show you what we do. Andres, this morning, he mentioned some stuff about painting. So here it's a painting application with a robot, Fanuc robot with a Samus gun. Here it's more something regarding deburring. So it's a Shunk plus Kuka, I think. And here it was more like grinder. So we got Dinabrad grinder, Zuner compliance, and Yaskawa. But tomorrow we could swap any kind of robot and change of robot. We will play exactly the same pattern. 2 minutes of geek time. So please be focused with me. So just to present you, what is it? So we got under the hood, we got 250 Hertz real-time loop. So if you are not a geek like me, just remember this. We control the robot at 250 times per second. That's more than your phone refresh the screen. So real time, that means real performance. And once again, I really want to insist on that point. We want really to avoid people. Most of the primal buyer of robots, what they fear the most is when they click play and the robot doesn't do what they expected. And when they have seen that, they say, okay, I don't want to use a robot anymore. That's too complicated. That's too dangerous. So, and in that case, it cannot happen because I send the code to the robot, okay? In terms of reactivity, it's max 4 milliseconds. So it's like a robot. It's like do Fanuc. It's like Kuka does. We are multi-brand abstraction, PLC and UI interface. In fact, Fuzzy RTC, so this is really a robust API. So basically, you can even do your own code. So in that case, it's with ENCY going through this and to the robot, okay? Supported brand. So Ilna mentioned it already. So far we support 7 brands and we got even more brand coming. That's our job to have new brands. So basically tomorrow you got a new exotic brand. We can make it compatible with RTOS, with RTC, and basically you will be able to control a new robot. So we can do the job for you. So as I said already, for example, we can guarantee these kind of things. Here, basically, I don't know you guys, maybe you know a bit in robots, but Kuka, for example, they got their own way to generate a pattern. They got spline curves, they got curve, they got linear, and so on. In our case, we took the best from every brand we support, and we integrated in our own pattern. So here we can guarantee the same pattern, the same trajectory, even if the brands are different. So tomorrow, if you develop a standard solution and your client, you want a Kuka, okay, guy, buy a Kuka. You want Yaskawa, buy a Yaskawa. There's no more job to do on your side, okay? So that the multi-brand, the real-time, once again, that's what makes it magic, let's say. And regarding the real-time trajectory, that I guess you guys in mailing and so on, any kind of brand can tell you that I will guarantee that I will go from point E to point B. But most of the brand, they cannot really tell you what will be the trajectory. And on our side, to be in real-time control, we can guarantee you that we will go through every waypoint, with highest fidelity than most of the post-pro on the market. Here, just to give you an example, that the last robot we integrated, that the GOFA for ABB, and we could find more, let's say, more Cartesian position than ABB itself. Okay, here ABB they officially release this robot with 14 way, let's say, to reach the same point, and we found out 16, because once again we address the robot controller directly, so we got less limitation than them. Okay, that's also why we do have less problem with singularities than them. Okay, that's a little bit maybe too technical for some of you, but I guess you understand what is the advantage of that. Now I must finish with the technical aspect. I just want getting to the part where we start talking business. So value for your customer. The idea is to make sure we can provide plug and play robotic cell, to make sure your customer won't call you like every 2 days to say, I don't understand why this robot is not moving the same way I expected, and so on. We want to make sure the customer will reach fast return of investment. And we want to make sure the customer will be happy to cooperate with you guys, okay? And for you, as an ENCY partner, that could be a really good new revenue stream on the real-time option. That's something, kind of add-on option you can suggest to your customer. We really hope that thanks to this approach in robotics, you could maybe close more robot deal faster, to, let's say, to make robot easier for everyone. And behind of that, we want to make sure you got access to this kind of partnership between ENCY and Fuzzy Logic. Like, tomorrow, if you buy, I don't know, a new license for ENCY Hyper, you just have to order that in Plus, and at least you can plug any kind of robot. That's the point. You will get this kind of ENCY's real-time control box. The name is not defined yet, but I think we'll discuss about that tomorrow. So, and one more thing. Okay, we are not Apple. I'm not gonna have a new iPhone even in the back, but we do have more cool things coming. That's just the beginning. That's the magic of being a software company. We can release every 2 weeks new stuff. As I say, for example, we got 2 Chinese brands coming by the end of June. So that means we will support this kind of new generation of robots, quite, let's say, more affordable, but good enough. So basically, maybe that could give you also the opportunity to suggest that to your customer. So I would suggest, take the first step today. Try it. We can give you access to a demo license. Just get your hand dirty. For the one you really want to, let's say, to do the real experience, we can borrow some IPC like this. So at least you can see the magic happening. You do your stuff on ENCY, you click and play, and the robot play. Okay. And basically at the end you can sell it. I think we are all here to make business. No, anyway, it was my last slide, so it was just to say thank you guys for inviting us. To be completely honest, from my perspective, from France, we are really excited to move forward with you. I was really impressed by the soft of ENCY, seriously. And just remember something, that robotic doesn't have to be hard, not even in 30 degrees close to the beach in Cyprus. And I really hope to share a dream with maybe not all of you, but with some of you before the end of the week. And let's see. Thank you.
Thank you, Cyril.